So, today is supposed to be Valentine's Day. It's supposed to be a day of love and everything. But instead, it's turned out to be a day of great sadness for many people, especially those whose children and family members work or live or go to Michigan State University, because we had active shooter that killed 3 and injured 5 young students at Michigan State University last night. And you know, I lost my husband Al in a shocking, it was shocking. And I think about these families who have so many losses because, my little brother was only 16 when he was killed, when he was in high school. And it was a shock. And you think about all the years that they never got a chance to experience the world. But then you look at our world and you think, maybe they're the lucky ones. I've been looking at Al's picture today going, honey, you're lucky. You weren't here for when they had the Oxford shooting, or the horrible one in Texas for all the little kids that were killed. And we seem to have these every day. I mean, what is today? Only February 14th? I don't think we've had a single day without a mass shooting. Whether it's in a school, or if it's in a church or synagogue, or if it's in a grocery store, or like Walmart, grocery stores. It's almost to a point, or theater, or social outings and that. And it makes me wonder, why are we in the United States? Because this is primarily the United States. This isn't primarily going on in other countries. Why do we have the thought that we have the right to take a loved one from someone and to just randomly do this, and our public has such a divisive attitude about gun control and whatever? Because to me, if we've seen such an increase, and there hasn't been, I don't know the numbers. I just do know that I don't think we've had a day without some kind of gun murder. We have had knives. I understand that, because there have been a couple situations. But it's like the lack of human respect. We don't seem to have any respect for humanity here in the United States. And we seem to be so uneducated as to how to function as citizens in our country. I am absolutely exhausted. When it hit last night, it was even before the news, when the news had it on. And I looked at it, and I saw the terror in the young people's faces. I even saw terror in the young newsman who was there and trying to relay the information to the station. And I thought, And then when I watched the news report this morning and watched the doctor crying and the president of the university crying, and then the police and the FBI, and I thought, these people, I would assume many of them have families. If they don't have children, they might have grandchildren. Or like me, I have nieces and nephews who I cherish with my whole heart. And it makes me so sad that I actually second guess if they're safe, Like I said to my husband's picture today, as I wrapped up in his blanket that I had with his name on it, I said, Alexander, I think you're the lucky one, honey. You don't have to go through this up and down and up and down, and you don't see the vicious statements that are being said on all the media, which is why I've withdrawn from most of it. You just don't see the pain anymore that the people are suffering. And I think about this. I know when Bobby was killed, the shock of him being killed, and he was killed in an auto accident. So it's not the same. I understand that. But it was still the shock. And he was not through high school. And, I know the shock. I know the shock of my father being killed, again, in an auto accident. And I know the shock of my husband being killed just 19 months ago in an auto accident. So trust me, I do not underestimate how dangerous other things can be. But none of those, all three of them, three of the people that I love the most, they were not being hunted. They were not being treated like a target practice or like an animal on a hunt or whatever. I don't understand the mentality of these people that go out there. I do understand that the mental health conditions in this country are so astronomical. And I did notice that they immediately were offering services. But I must say, I am so sad today. I am so worn out that I was going to go somewhere today and realize I didn't have the strength. I did not have the physical strength. But more importantly, I didn't have the mental strength. Because every noise for people, and because of the PTSD, I startle easily. And it's like every noise can trigger startle for me. And I thought, I'm not going to do that to anybody that I'm around because I wouldn't want them to be frightened. I mean, that's just how I feel about it. If I'm reacting negatively, I don't want other people to immediately fall into that, But my God, 8 more kids, 8 more young people taking classes to educate themselves and try to improve, what they can do in society. Really? And this time it's college kids. We've had elementary. We've had high school, junior high. We've had seniors. It's like there is no value to life here in the United States. And that is so depressing that I'll be honest with you. Al's the lucky one. And I miss him horribly. But like I say, he doesn't have to go through this. I hope we could go and get some sense in our government and in our population so that this can stop.